In the previous video, we have seen an implementation using the table that was making it possible to avoid recomputing some previous step that we have seen before, and it was shifting the exponential to the right compared to the naive recursive implementation that was the brute force approach exploring all the possible combinations. Here I want to study with you an alternative implementation of dynamic programming that is using, instead of a table, that is using a hash table. The motivation here is that maybe it's possible that all the entries in this table will not be useful to reach the final optimal value, which is the bottom right entry of this table. Okay, and so since we are computing recursively starting from the bottom right table, which is the initial call that you have here, considering all the items, and we will gradually shift the item j and reduce the value of k here. We can, this is at least what we have done in the naive implementation. I will now start from my naive implementation. So if you remember, which was this one, using the recursive call. Okay, the table implementation was not a recursive implementation, right? We were filling in the table using a standard procedural programming style from the top left of the table, column by column, we were filling in the table. This was a recursive implementation. I will now start with this recursive implementation, but I will give a chance to look inside some memory location to see if I don't have this result, if I don't have computed it before. And so this is why here I'm introducing a new hash map that will remember here for every parameter of the recursive computation of opt, here, my recursive function. So j and k will be the keys that I will store inside my cache table, my hash table, and this will be the value. Okay, and so if I have already computed the result of one specific call, I will retrieve it from this hash table. Okay, so solve will first call here the opt cache, and opt cache is an optimized version that will first give a chance to consult and look inside the hash table to see if this was already computed with this specific set of parameters. So this is what I do here in opt cache. I'm building the entry just because the entry is what allows me to retrieve the values inside the hash table. If the cache contains this entry, I don't need to recompute it. I can simply return what is inside the cache. If it's not the case, so I am in the else part, if it's not the case, then I will recursively compute it, and I'm calling the one of my naive implementation, which was this one. Okay, and at the end, I retrieve this objective function and I push it in. Inside the cache. I store it inside the cache so that if a subsequent call would need this value, it's available to him. Maybe we can a little bit compare the difference between the table implementation and this one on the large instance. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I don't need to do that. I will simply call here, I will simply compute at the end the size of the cache. Okay, the size of the cache is simply, I do here cache.size, and this is a static entry. Yeah, no, it's not a static entry. This is simply the size of the cache at the end. I'm simply here printing the size of the hash table that I have computed on this specific instance. So let's run it. Okay, you see that the objective function is the same as before, and the size of the cache is 179,544. And if you remember the size of the table, it was less than that. It was much more than that. The size of the table was at least 5,000 times the capacity times the number of items 50, so it was at least 250,000 entries in my table. So here, by using this hash table, which was a kind of lazy storing of the required values compared to the table version, I'm able to spare a little bit more computation compared to the table implementation. Of course, the access is a little bit slower because you need to retrieve it from a hash table compared to a table retrieval in an array. So that might be a little bit less fast to retrieve an entry, but overall you will need to retrieve less entries than in the table implementation. So that might be interesting. Okay, so in terms of complexity, using this hash table implementation, what I have is that the complexity is order of c times n, while with the table implementation it was a theta n times c. Okay, so that I don't have a better guarantee, but instead of a worst, I know I have a worst time complexity instead of an exact time complexity. That's a little bit better. Okay. Yes, it's just to show. Okay, so the time complexity is n times c here with the dynamic programming algorithm. What I wanted to mention here is that it's also possible to design an algorithm that is complexity times n times v, and this might be interesting in the case where the capacity and the weight values are a little bit low, and sorry, when the values are low and the capacity is large, this might be interesting to design another algorithm which is n times v. And I left it as an exercise to do the computation and do the implementation of this version. Just a small hint, what you could think about is instead of using OIK, you will use OIP. I is of course the limit up to the number of items that you want to consider. And P means that this is the exact weight that you want to reach, okay, the exact value that you want to reach using this computation. Okay, so this is something that you might consider as an alternative implementation to the knapsack problem as well.